Hey everybody, it's Clayton Porter. I wanted to give a quick video on how to properly install a tuner brake on the end of your rifle. This particular brake is from Eric Cortina. It's the EC tuner brake, and the brake actually has the tuner on the end of the brake where you can see here, and we'll go through the video and show you how to actually properly install it and then how to actually properly tune the tuner to your load. Okay, so one of the first steps that you want to do when you're about to put on your tuner or your brake is make sure that your rifle is level. I've gone ahead and leveled my rifle here in my vise, but my scope has been leveled to my action, and I've gone ahead and put a level on the barrel so I know that it's actually level, because we're going to level the top of this brake to the action. So there's a set screw that comes on the brake on the timing nut. Make sure that's loose. And we're going to thread this on, and this is 5/8 24-inch threads that I've got on here. So the timing nut has made it up against the barrel. You can see it's smoother. The other brake I had on here was a 1.10 inch. And I'm going to bring this back to where we have the logo on top. And anything that you have, this is a piece of plastic. You can use a couple of popsicle sticks. You can even wrap it with something to protect the metal and use an adjustable wrench like this. Anything that you can get on there that's going to tighten that down once we get it seated up. But I like to use this this little tool that I've got here, and we're going to seat that timing nut up against the barrel, and we're going to leave it a little bit uneven to where we can actually tighten the brake up against it to bring that to level. So I've hand tightened that timing nut. Now we're going to level the brake. Make sure that's on there good, okay. And you want to put it in the first port here because that's actually closest to the threads. You don't want to put it out here. You get too much leverage, and I like to use it right up against where the threading is so you get a nice even tightness. And there we go. A little too much. You can't over tighten it, so you have to be careful. There we go. So now that our brake is level to the action, to the barrel, everything's set, you can actually then now tighten this set screw with a 3/32 inch Allen wrench, because you don't want that to move, and that is set. So on the actual tuning section of the brake, the tuner is set at the end of the brake, and there's 3 set screws on here. Now the set screws have a rubber or a silicone ending to them, and it's designed to where it can be used as a toolless adjustment. So the way that you set that up is you take your 3/32 Allen wrench and tighten them down to where they are snug, and then back it off about a quarter of a turn, because you want to still be able to make that adjustment when you're tuning it. So it should still be able to turn during recoil. So while I'm tuning this, make that a little bit tighter. There we go. Start at 0 on the tuner. I'll shoot 3-shot group at the 0. And you can use 2 shots if you want, but I like to use 3. It gives me a better confirmation of the grouping. I'll go 3 at 0, and then I'll jump to 2. And a lot of people ask, well, why don't you just go to 1? Well, if you go to 2, and then you go to 4, 6, 8, and back to 0 is 10, I've never had to go past 10 on getting a tight group out of these tuners with the EC tuners. So I'll look at my groupings, and I'll find which one is the closest between, let's say it's between the 2 and the 4. So I'll then go to the 3, and I'll shoot a confirmation group. And I'll look at that grouping, and if I like what it looks like, I may go to 3.5, look at that grouping, and I may even back it down to 2.5 and look at that grouping. It's all about finding the harmonics in the barrel, But I think with what you're doing is you're going to find that you're going to be able to get a much tighter group with this EC tuner brake, because the tuner is on the end of the brake as opposed to being behind the brake. So you get the full harmonics of the barrel with the tuner out at the end. So once you find your proper tune with your groupings, then you can come back and you can set those screws all the way down. And I like to do that because in some of the matches that we shoot in, we have to stick our barrel through a barricade. I've actually had the barricade move my turrets before. It's happened to other shooters. Same thing can happen on the tuner. I don't want that to move. So now that it's set in there, I shouldn't have to mess with it. But what I do sometimes is before a match when I'm zeroing, I'll make sure that everything's good. And then I'll actually go back and check my set screws. So this brake is ready to go. I'm going to break it in. Actually, the barrel's already broke in. I'm going to go check the groupings tomorrow on it. And if you have any other questions on it, feel free to make a comment. You can get these from Eric Cortina at cortinaprecision.com. Reach out to him on Facebook as well. His website has everything you need on there to find him, but this is by far the best tuner / brake that I have had any luck with, only because it gives me the best performance out of each barrel that I've used. Thanks for watching. I hope this helps.